Here in America, we are staring at the sale of the largest ammo producer in America, if not in the world, for civilian ammo, being sold to a foreign group, the Czech group. They finally, I've been talking about this for over a year, but they have finally come to an agreement. And I believe there is some deep, dark problems with this sale that we have to address. But before I get into it, I do want to take a moment and really kind of talk about the history of how we got here first. And then we're going to talk about the history of that Czech group. Because how we got here is not that long ago, so I just want to kind of strike your all's memory, is we just got out of an ammo shortage. Really, just in the last year and a half, we finally kind of are like, ooh, good, we're back to normal to some degree, other than prices. But generally speaking, regardless of the caliber, I can go out and find as much ammo as I want to buy. And that's a beautiful thing, beautiful thing. Wish the prices would come down, but it's a beautiful thing. But how we got from that shortage to there, when all of a sudden there was this massive rush at the beginning of 2020 on ammo, massive rush on guns. We had a gun shortage. We had an ammo shortage. We got out of the gun shortage pretty quick, but the ammo shortage went on for a long time. A long time. And the only way that we were able to get out of that is big, giant companies like Vista Outdoors, building new factories, hiring people to work around the clock, 3 shifts a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, just pumping out ammo, getting their hands on as much raw material as humanly possible, most of which coming from the U.S. government to have to fulfill government contracts, and they just pounding this stuff out, and we get to where we are today, and now it's for sale. Now think about that for a second. Not just is it for sale, but it's being sold to the Czech group. And I did a video on kind of the dark past of the Czech group, but if you do a history of who they are, it's a big conglomerate in the Czech Republic that focuses on ammunition. They got Fiochi ammo. They focus on what they call military vehicles, but they're just really big trucks. They sell them as commercial trucks too. And then they say they work on technologies, which is really just a few basic components of code. And I'm not really even sure what that piece is. Now, the problem with this group is before they were the Czech group, they were the Excalibur group. And so what? They changed their name from the Excalibur group to the Czech group. Well, the thing is before they were the Excalibur group, they were the Excalibur Army. And the Excalibur Army was a group of people who, when the Soviet wall fell, when USSR was no longer a thing and that wall fell, there was an abundance of weapons and military equipment that just was kind of all of a sudden came up missing. Like, it just tons of Russian weapons. Some nuclear, by the way, a lot of ballistic missiles, by the way, as well as just millions of guns, tons of ammo, all sorts of other military equipment just came up missing, but it was being sold around the world by these small little groups. The biggest one in the Czechoslovakia, now the Czech Republic, was the Excalibur Army. Selling potentially stolen weapons, definitely not acquired on their own by their own money. They just kind of rounded them up real quick when that wall fell and then sold them to whoever was willing to pay the highest price. And we're going to trust that company with the civilian ammo in the U.S.? Now think about that for a second. Just let that sink in for a second. Anything happen in this world, they could just cut off our supply of civilian ammo. At any point that they would like to do that, they can do that. No longer is this controlled by the civilians of the U.S., but it's controlled by the Czech group, former Excalibur Army of Czechoslovakia, now the Czech Republic. They're going to be controlling our ammo. We're talking federal. Like, what? This is not okay. This is not okay. Because if we had a tyrannical president, let's say, and they just didn't want us to have ammo, they just have to threaten Czech Republic, done, no more ammo. That's fine. We're good with that. We have no stock in civilian lives of America. We don't have any stock in that. As long as you pay us money, dude, we're good, is kind of how they're going to look at it. Or if there's some sort of war that America's in with some sort of European entity, they just shut off our ammo supply. It's as simple as that. If you look back in World War II, the reason Japan didn't invade mainland America was they had a saying, there would be a rifle behind every blade of grass. Imagine if Japan controlled our ammo supply, the civilian ammo supply. Just think about that for a second. Imagine if Japan controlled civilian ammo supply in World War II, what that would have played out to be like. There wouldn't have been a rifle behind every blade of grass, or if there was, it wouldn't have any bullets. Like, it's a big problem to let any foreign group control a vast majority of the American civilian ammo. So what do we do about it? Well, it has to stop. I mean, they've agreed on the sale. They've agreed on the amount. They've agreed on all the things that have been working out over the last couple of years. They are now officially agreed on. We need Congress to put a stop to it. Reach out to your congressman, reach out to your representative, say, stop the sale of Vista Outdoors to the Czech group. Stop it. At least let some investigation take place on how this is going to play out for American citizens. And I really don't hear a lot of people talking about it, to be quite honest. I feel like maybe I'm the only one, but man, I was analyzing that ammo shortage the whole time, throwing out, here's what's going on now, here's what's going on now, here's what's going on now. And now I'm staring at this thing and it can't be good. It can't be good. I'm sure it's good for the shareholders of Vista Outdoors. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's good for the Czech group. It is not going to be good for us. It can't be good for us. It can't be. There's so many possibilities of horrific things taking place with the Czech group controlling U.S. civilian ammo. Not okay. Not okay. So reach out to your representative, reach out to your congressman, halt this sale. They have the ability to do that. Halt the sale of Vista Outdoors. At least have some congressional hearings, at least kind of get to the bottom of who are we selling our ammo to, by the way, before they let this roll through. So that's what this video is about. Please take a moment, reach out to your representatives. They have open lines. They have people that answer the phone. They have email addresses. Just let them know that you are not okay with the sale of Vista Outdoors ammo brand being sold to the Czech group. It's not okay.